So yesterday was a very productive day. I was able to plant a whole bunch of stuff, and I went through with a basket weeder. Now I've got a weed problem, obviously, as you can see these lines here. A lot of these things are not what was planted, but it's weeds alongside. Like the cilantro, you can see pretty clear, but then up ahead there's a lot of weeds. They have to be hand wed, hands and knees. So I'm gonna do that. Hopefully Monday. Then I got starting Monday. You know, with the weather being good, hopefully. And the lettuce here, these 4 rows of lettuce have to be thinned. I've got to go and I got to rip out so many per foot and then only leave so many per foot, so they can produce a viable head of lettuce. So the 4 rows right there, but they look good. They're strong. The radishes look good. Again, they got to be hand wed. The peas are doing okay. They're kind of slow going, but I have to. There's a lot of there's a pea right there. There's a lot of weeds, which I'll have to get. And this row here is beets, I believe. I have it written down. You got to differentiate what's what. You want to rip out the good stuff with the bad. You have some spinach, so I got to rip out. And then this is the second planting that was done on April 10th, and this was done 2 weeks later. And as you can see, stuff's just starting to come up. This time I went in with the weeder a little bit earlier. Now I covered a few things up, but I don't think I did much damage, but I did a lot of good as far as, you know, keeping the weed population down. I should have did that over there. That was a mistake I won't make again. So the second planting here, I went through with the weeder yesterday. And again, covered up a few things here or there, but not very heavily. The plant should actually shrug it off and continue to grow. In some cases, the things haven't emerged yet. In some cases, just starting. Here's spinach just coming up. Not sure what this is. I have to look at the sheet. Starting to come, you can see. This is 2 more rows of peas, and they're starting to come. 2 different varieties, and you can see the variety on the left is coming up a little bit heavier. And then we have here, there was the same row, the same type of peas. It's 2 different varieties of string beans, and you notice the one variety is coming up real strong, the other variety is taking much longer time here to come up. So it's 2 different varieties, and you can see the difference. And then I planted sweet corn. This is a gamble. The string beans are a gamble. The sweet corn's a gamble, because if we get a frost, that's gonna nuke them. So 2 rows. This is, I think, a bicolor variety. These are super sweet ones. This is 2 rows. You just see them starting to emerge. I think a yellow variety, and this is 2 rows of white variety. And then yesterday, I got a seed here exposed. Is some seed exposed right there? There you can see it. I'll cover this up. There we go. So here we have, I planted more string beans and more peas. And then I planted a series of different kind of greens. Lettuces, broccoli, cabbage, kale, beets. Again, I've written it down. I gotta put it in my book. But basically a wide range of different greens. And then the last rows here are, again, 4 beds, 2 rows in each bed of sweet corn again. 2 of the bicolor, and 1 of the yellow and 1 of the white. So hopefully we won't have a frost. They won't emerge if there is one, and we'll have early sweet corn. It's a gamble. Farming's a gamble. We could lose it, but we'll see. Now we'll walk over to where I planted, I planted last week. All these structures my dad built, all with materials he scavenged. I don't think he paid much for any of these materials. The wood he would call timbers, the steel he would get from other people who were taking barns down and didn't want it. And he built all these structures. I helped him a little, but mostly our workers helped him. They enjoyed it. He actually had so much fun with me. Took him ice fishing afterward. But all these structures my dad built. My dad didn't know how to do doors, but we didn't need doors. All we needed was stuff to get it out of the elements, especially during the winter time. And there's my, oh, there's a fox going. I don't know if you can see it or not. It was going along the ditch line, a couple fields down. There was either a fox or a coyote, but it looked like a fox. Now here, this is all of our. This is what we did on Sunday. This is all of our cucumbers. Up to I think up to the one flag, the other flag. All that is going down as cucumbers, different types of cucumbers. And then this here is, I think, starts with our squashes and pumpkins. We didn't mark after that. I should have marked, but it was just getting kind of confusing. And then right around here or so is our melons, our watermelons, our cantaloupes, our honeydews. There's crosses of honeydews and cantaloupes, so all that. And then over here, my workers or former workers, people who live at our place, we live at our housing, they are gonna have a garden there. I gave them space for a garden. And then down there, the people who rent the upstairs of my mom's house, they'll have a garden. And then over here, these are former employees of ours. The man worked for us for a number of years ago, and his wife worked for us the past few years. And they work for another farmer, but they asked for space last year. We gave them space last year and this year, so they have a space as well. So they grow, and they're so kind. They give us stuff from their garden. We give them stuff for ours, but they're very sweet, kind people. So they grow up. One thing that kind of baffles me though is they work on an onion farm and they grow onions in their garden. That one kind of baffles me. But nothing's come up yet. It's gonna be cold Sunday night, but they're not talking frost, but down to 37. As long as it doesn't go down to 32, we're all right. But even if this stuff doesn't emerge, it'll be okay. But if we don't get a frost, we are way ahead of the game. So that's what's going on here at the garden of Mount Adam and Mount Eve. And hopefully get your Buyers Club cards. We're gonna hopefully get the reader from Square sometime either today or tomorrow. And then the cards will be available. I'm doing $50 increments, either $50, $100. You put the money on the card. It's a closed loop card. It's only at our place. And you can use it, but it never expires. And then, which is great. And then you can, it's not a case of where you have to get a certain thing from us each week. You purchase what you want. So if you want like 5 heads of lettuce, you get 5 heads of lettuce. If you want about a whole bunch of radishes and cucumbers, that's what you get. Oh, and then next week we're going to put all of our tomatoes and peppers in and eggplant. And we got a whole bunch of different tomato plants and pepper plants, and I think at least 60 plants at least, so different varieties, different types, so we'll have that as well. But you don't have to get, I'm not going to tell you what you're going to get. You pick out what you want. So, and limited input. In other words, the only materials I put on is the stuff that you see, the same stuff you get at Lowe's or Home Depot to control like beetles and stuff. You don't put them on, they'll wipe out, they'll actually kill your, especially your pumpkins and your squashes and cucumbers. They'll destroy the plant if you don't put the dust on that you get from like Home Depot. And then there's some sprays, and most of them are actually organic sprays for like fungicide or for the bugs, but mostly fungicide. And that's what I put out now. That's it. And that's why, Mike, with the sweet corn, I'm gonna warn you now, there's at the top of the sweet corn there's gonna be a bug most likely, and all you gotta do is cut it off. But that bug's there is because I don't spray it. So I, just cut that part off. You'll never know it was there, and it's so the ears are so big, you're not losing much. But it's just amazing sweet corn. It was the sweet corn I had last year I grew was the best tasting sweet corn I've ever had in my entire life, and that's no BS. I lost track how many. I'd have 10 at a clip at dinner time, 12, 15. Ask my wife. I sometimes exaggerate, but all right. Any questions? Don't hesitate to contact me, and hopefully you get those cards, and hopefully you also get there's Ornery Onion merch that would help us. Spreading the word on the merch and the Buyers Club cards help us pay for that remodeling that cooler, which is like obscenely expensive, absurdly expensive. We're gonna gut it ourselves and see what happens. So, all right, hope to see you soon.